So I wrote the story problem down for us. Okay, and let's look at the story problem. Now, I read it to you a few times. I'm going to read it to you again. All right, awesome. We have Allison popping on real quick. We just reviewed yesterday's math. I uploaded the videos to today so you can rewatch them. But we're going to try to move forward on today. We had a question. I'm going to read it for you, and then I'll ask you a question. Okay, it says 4 dogs are napping. 5 dogs are playing. How many dogs are there in all? Okay, now I read it to you a couple times and I asked you to think about something when you listen to the question. All right, so the first question I wanted was, what is the question about? All right, so if you know the answer, you can raise your hand and tell me. I'm going to unmute you, Ved, here. Awesome. Can you tell us what the question is about? Go ahead. I'm sorry, what?
9.
Oh, okay. He already told us the answer because he already worked that out. Awesome. Okay, so what 9 what? What are we talking about?
About 4 plus 5.
Yes, but 4 what?
With dogs.
Dogs. All right, I'm going to underline that because that's what the question is about. It's about dogs. Okay, and Ved here said we had 4 dogs and 5 dogs. Okay, and he already figured that out. That's awesome because he did his math already. All right, now the second thing I wanted you to think about when you listen to the question was, what are we trying to find out? So let me read the question again. What are we trying to find out about this question? 4 dogs are napping. 5 dogs are playing. How many dogs are there in all?
Are 9.
Okay, what are we trying to find out? Awesome, Claire, I see your hand up. Go ahead. Clara, what are we trying to find out?
We can figure out how many dogs that there are.
Awesome. We want to know how many dogs in all. Okay, in all. So we want to know how many there are all together. Awesome. So then our last question is going to be, what is important in this question? If we want to know how many dogs, then what's going to be important in our question? What 2 important things? All right, Kelton, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Can you share with the class what is important?
To know how much dogs.
To know how many dogs. So let's go ahead and circle them. We had 4 dogs napping and 5 dogs playing. Okay, so these 2 numbers are the important things we need to know. And I'm going to bring us down just a little bit. So Ved here already told us when we are wanting to know how many in all that we're going to be adding. Okay, so I'm going to have you guys get out your math mats. Are your math mats near you? Do you have these near you? Go ahead and grab them and grab your marker so we can write on them today.
A piece.
All right, so down at the bottom of your mat, you have our number bond. We used that this morning in our calendar math, and we're going to use that to help us solve this problem. Let me go ahead and mute. Awesome. I'm just going to give you one more second to find those math mats. Perfect. All right. So you can turn your math mat sideways and your number bond will look like mine. Okay. Now this one big circle right here is going to be our whole number. We don't know that yet. We only know 2 parts. Okay. So I want you to put a 4 in one of these little circles over here. And then our other number, which was 5 dogs playing. We're going to put that right there in our number bond. We know 2 parts of our question, and we want to find our whole number. Okay. Now, some of you may have solved this without using your number bond, and I want to hear how you solved the question. Okay, so what's one way we can do to solve our question? Taylor, did you have your hand raised? No? Okay. I'm going to mute you then. I would love if somebody could explain how they solved 4 and 5. Let's see. Kelton, awesome. Go ahead and share with us how you solved that.
There's 4 and 5, 9.
Okay, 4 and 5 is 9. How did you know that?
My brain.
Your brain? What'd your brain do? Did your brain start with 4 and go up? Or did you do 4 and 5 on your other hand? How did you do that?
I did it in my kindergarten class.
Okay, so maybe, let's see, let me know if this is right or wrong. Okay, I'm going to meet you real quick and then I'll do it for you. Okay, so maybe you had your 4 counters. I'll go ahead and draw them here. 1, 2, 3, 4 counters. Okay, and then you added 5 more. So I'm going to add 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 4 and 5. Okay, now let's count on. I love using this strategy, counting on. I know I have 4 green dots, so I don't have to count those over again. Let's start at 4 and count on. You can do this with me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now some of you already knew that answer. We had 9 dogs in all. Awesome. So you could have used your counters and counted on. Or like Kelton said, he might have done this problem yesterday too when we were finding ways to make 9. Okay, so you can use your number bond to solve this question, your counters, or your tens frame. Awesome. So we're going to, let me go ahead and bring this back up. I wanted to go over one thing real quick about the reading that we just talked about. So if you already did your math today, awesome job. I can't wait to go look at those. When I said the No David Goes to School, that was your social studies from yesterday. Okay, we read No Bono Goes to Zoom. Okay, we read that this morning. That is in your homeroom lesson for Thursday. And yesterday's reading was Alexander and the Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. All right, now that one, is going to be in Wednesday's lesson. If you want to go back and listen to that story, you can. Don't forget to go do your science and your social studies lessons. Okay, you got to do all your subjects. And today we have our language arts quiz. So make sure you go into language arts. It's very easy. Okay, there's just a couple questions. Don't worry. I saw Clara up there a little worried. It will be fine. Okay, just go ahead and go in there and do that. And I think that's all the announcements I had. So if you have any questions about your math today, you can stay on and I can help you. Sounds like everybody did a great job. That question was easy. I'm excited to move on to subtraction tomorrow. So if you finished with all your lessons, don't forget to go into PE and music courses. Okay, those are things you can complete in the afternoon. And your iReady diagnostic. You guys are doing great finishing those.